So today's lawyer lifestyle leadership topic is make failure your friend. And this comes directly from John Maxwell's book, Leadershift. And the section of this book where I'm taking this from is make your love of learning or for learning greater than your fear of failure. So what he talks about is making failure your friend, because failure isn't failure if you learn something from it. And sounds kind of crazy, right? Make failure your friend. What does that mean? So a couple of different things that I would talk about with that. I was watching this video show from Grant Cardone's office, and one of his associates was talking about, cold calling, that he actually knew, or he actually made it a goal to fail a certain number of times, because he knew that he wasn't going to be able to make a sale on every call that he made. It was impossible. It's impossible when you are making cold calls to do that. And you know that actually a very high percentage of people are going to say no. Very high percentage of people are just going to hang up on you when you make a cold call. And so what he said is, I actually made it a goal. If I made 100 phone calls and I knew that really only 2 or 3 were going to be sales, that I was going to make it a goal to make, myself a 95% failure rate, because I actually had to make the phone calls. I had to get my repetitions in to actually get to the people that were going to buy from me. So that's how you make failure your friend, be by learning from each conversation, each time you do something, and then and then you get yourself to the point where you actually can get in front of the people that you need to make the sale. I think that's very very clear. The same thing happens with lawyer marketing, right? How many networking events do you go to? How many articles do you write? How many bar association positions do you take? How many conferences do you go to that just then don't pan out in terms of money coming into the firm, in terms of clients that you're going to have, in terms of referrals? I know personally, I go to many, many conferences throughout the year. I invest, lots of money into books and resources, and I spend a lot of time online. I spend a lot of time, doing this program, for example. And really, I've only gotten a few here and there referrals and clients out of it, but that's okay. And I have to sort of realize that, I have to do enough to get to the point where I'm getting to the small percentage of people that actually want to do business with me. And again, that's something that I have to come to grips with, and I think everyone has to come to grips with. You're not going to be you can't be the lawyer for everyone. You're not going to be the lawyer for everyone. For lots of reasons. Maybe most people have their own sort of connections that they've already made with lawyers. Maybe they have lawyers in their family. Maybe they have just a multitude of reasons why you're not going to be the person to service this client, whether it's an individual or a corporation or what have you. But you have to do enough to get to the people that maybe don't have those connections, or that you're able to maybe convince people to move from their current lawyer to another lawyer. That takes a lot of work and a lot of dedication, and you're not going to be able to do it if you let fear stand in your way. So another quote from John Maxwell is, be willing to do it afraid, and eventually you will be qualified. So he talks about sort of his speaking career, and I can definitely attest to this in terms of speaking, that when I started speaking on law-related topics as a very young lawyer, I was definitely not qualified as a young lawyer to be speaking on those topics. But you really have to do it enough times where, number one, you feel comfortable speaking. Number two, that you know something, that you have a relative expertise on a topic in order to speak on it. And so I really, give a lot of kudos to groups like the ABA Young Lawyers Division, to my local bar, Chicago Bar Association Young Lawyers Section, that give young lawyers the opportunity for speaking engagements. They're really low pressure scenarios. Yeah, you're given CLE credit, but typically there's a number of ways that you can start speaking, either as a moderator on a panel, or for example, just given one topic to speak about for a short period of time on a panel, and you just build up your expertise, you build up your ability to speak, and then you're there, and then you're able to then perhaps get clients from that speaking career that you've built up over a number of years. So it doesn't, and this is a lot of things. You're writing, bar association, leadership, things that you do. When people don't know who you are and you haven't built up that credibility and trust, people aren't going to just send you business. It's something that's got to be a long-term process. And again, don't let fear get in your way. He also says that action reduces fear and increases courage. That realization was a major step towards increasing my love for learning and decreasing my fear of failure. Again, every time you do something and you do it again and again and again, a little bit of fear is taken off of it. This is true in everything you do. For the first time you do something, whether it's go live on Facebook or do a podcast or write an article, you're always fearful of what are the people that are going to hear this or read this think? Are they going to think that I'm some sort of failure or fraud, that I don't really deserve to have this opportunity? Everyone thinks that. But the more and more action that you put into it, the more you do it, the more comfortable you're going to get, and the more courage you're going to get to continue on. He also says, don't allow failure to be a bully in your life. If you let it. So if you let fear overtake you, you're just going to be, you're not going to take any action, because you're going to feel like, well, I'm so afraid to do something. I'm just gonna sit here today. I'm just gonna, put my head down, review documents, write this motion, but I'm not gonna do anything to get my name out there. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm not gonna go to any events. I'm not gonna write anything. I'm not gonna go on Facebook today. I'm not gonna do my podcast today. You can't let fear overtake you, and it will if you let it. So having an action step plan for every day going into it. Okay, I'm going to do this event. I'm going to go here. I'm going to do social media at this time. It's really going to help you to decrease that fear and give you a lot of courage. And then finally, he says, John C. Maxwell says, I would rather try something bigger than my capabilities with high odds of failure than attempt something smaller that I know I could achieve. Which is really interesting. I think a lot of us, including me, play small ball. We do little things. We don't do a lot. We don't attempt way more than we think we can do, because we're afraid. We're afraid of what other people are going to say. We're afraid of what our spouse is going to say, or children. We're afraid of what our colleagues would say, or our potential clients would say. It's hard to know what they're going to say until you do it, right? Yeah, of course you're going to make mistakes. Of course you're going to fail at things, but don't let the fear of failure make you play small ball. Don't make the fear of failure stop you from doing the things that are going to really boost your practice, boost your image in the community, to boost your brand, and boost the amount that you can help people. So your daily action item today is, what fears are keeping you back in the areas of sales, marketing, leadership, rainmaking? What is holding you back? What are you afraid of? And what are you going to do to take action to get the courage you need to move forward? So I'm going to leave it right there. I'd love to see your comments. I'm at Attorney DSY on all social media platforms. If you need an attorney or need to refer a case, my phone number is 312-239-9722. Email is dscriven-young@peclaw.com. And remember to fight for the lifestyle that you want and become that rainmaker that you need to be. Take care, everybody.